The old Corvette sat beneath a layer of dust, its faded red paint glowing softly in the morning sunlight that streamed through the garage door. To most people, it looked like a forgotten relic. To others, it was nothing more than scrap metal with worn tires and a tired engine. But to Owen Mercer, that car was the last piece of a life he once knew, a life filled with dreams, victories, and memories that no amount of money could replace. Then came the offer. $700. That was all they thought it was worth. A number so small, so insulting, that it felt less like a business offer and more like a judgment on everything Owen had lost. Before we continue, take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who believes in kindness, and subscribe to Beyond Single Dad if you believe everyone deserves a second chance and that forgotten stories can still change lives. Owen was 68 years old and had spent most of his life working with engines. His hands were rough, scarred, and stained by decades of honest labor. He had once owned a thriving repair shop on the edge of town. Customers trusted him because he never cheated anyone. He fixed what needed fixing and charged only what was fair. But life had not been fair to Owen. After losing his wife, Marissa, to illness, the world seemed to lose its color. Medical bills consumed his savings. Customers slowly disappeared as newer repair chains opened nearby. Within a few years, the shop that had once buzzed with activity became a quiet place filled only with memories. The Corvette remained. It was a 1967 model, weathered but beautiful beneath the dust. Owen had bought it decades earlier with money he and Marissa saved together. Every scratch on its body carried a story. Every mile represented a chapter of their life. But memories did not pay bills. The bank notices had begun arriving regularly. Utility payments piled up on his workbench. Some mornings he skipped breakfast just to make groceries last longer. That was why he reluctantly agreed to let a local buyer inspect the car. The men barely looked at it. He circled the Corvette once, kicked one tire, and shrugged. $700. The offer hung in the air like an insult. Owen stared at the faded hood and felt something break inside him. He knew the car was worth more than that. Yet desperation has a way of making people question their own value. For several minutes he considered accepting. Then fate intervened. A rumble echoed outside the garage. At first Owen thought it was another customer. But as several vehicles pulled into the lot, he noticed something unusual. The visitors weren't ordinary car enthusiasts. One by one, they stepped out. Older men with confident strides and weathered faces. People who had spent their lives around racetracks. Legends. Years earlier, Owen had volunteered at regional racing events, helping teams repair damaged vehicles between races. Back then, he had become known for solving mechanical problems that others couldn't fix. Many racers remembered him. One of them, a retired champion named Victor Hale, had recently been passing through town when he heard rumors that Owen was struggling and considering selling an old Corvette. Curiosity brought him to the garage. Respect brought the others. The moment Victor saw the Corvette, his expression changed. He slowly walked around the vehicle, studying every detail. The body. The frame. The engine components. The racing modifications hidden beneath years of dust. What appeared worthless to the buyer revealed something extraordinary to trained eyes. This wasn't just an old Corvette. It was a piece of racing history. Decades earlier, the car had participated in several regional endurance races. Over the years, modifications made by talented mechanics, including Owen himself, had transformed it into something unique. The buyer offering $700 had seen rust. Victor saw craftsmanship. The others saw legacy. As sunlight illuminated the garage, the racers began uncovering details even Owen had forgotten. Old photographs stored in cabinets were brought out. Racing decals hidden beneath faded paint emerged. Newspaper clippings tucked away in boxes revealed stories from a different era. For the first time in years, the garage felt alive. Laughter echoed through the building. Memories returned. Owen stood quietly, overwhelmed as people he hadn't seen in decades shared stories about races, victories, breakdowns, and miraculous repairs. What touched him most wasn't their admiration for the car. It was their admiration for him. They remembered the nights he stayed awake helping teams repair engines before sunrise. They remembered how he refused payment from struggling drivers. They remembered his kindness. While Owen had spent years believing the world had forgotten him, these men had never forgotten. Word spread quickly. Within days, collectors and enthusiasts began visiting the garage. Not because they wanted a bargain, but because they wanted to see the famous Corvette everyone was suddenly talking about. Experts evaluated the vehicle. The results shocked Owen. Its value wasn't hundreds of dollars. It wasn't even thousands. The Corvette, with its documented history and unique racing heritage, was worth more than Owen had ever imagined. Yet something unexpected happened. The money no longer seemed like the most important part. The attention brought renewed purpose into his life. Young mechanics began stopping by for advice. Car enthusiasts volunteered to help restore the shop. Community members organized fundraising events to support local small businesses. For the first time since Marissa's passing, Owen felt connected to the world again. The garage became more than a workplace. It became a gathering place. Months later, after careful restoration, the Corvette gleamed beneath bright daylight. Its red paint reflected the sky like a mirror. Crowds gathered to see it unveiled. Owen stood beside the car, tears filling his eyes. He realized the Corvette had never simply been a vehicle. It was proof that memories matter. That kindness leaves marks long after we are gone. That a person's worth cannot be measured by their bank account, their age, or the difficult season they are facing. Sometimes all it takes is for someone to remember who you are. If this story touched your heart, please like the video, leave a comment, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that hope can return when it is least expected. Special request, comment below with the words, "Kindness comes back," if you believe good deeds never truly disappear. As the sun set behind the garage that evening, Owen watched the Corvette glow beneath golden light. The car that nearly sold for $700 had given him something far more valuable than money. It gave him his dignity back. It gave him friendship. It gave him purpose. And in a world that often moves too fast to notice the people left behind, a group of racing legends reminded everyone of a simple truth: sometimes the greatest treasures aren't hidden beneath polished paint or powerful engines, they are hidden inside ordinary people whose stories are waiting to be remembered. And that day, Owen Mercer discovered that neither he nor his dreams had ever been forgotten.